Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zerel. Let's get to it. So today we're doing the Deep Dive, codenamed Infested Core. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. Stage 1 of the Deep Dive has Rival Presence, which means that you're going to have to keep your eyes open for any turrets, shredders, patrol bots, even a nemesis maybe in the level. Now, additionally, you're going to be doing mini mules and crystallized morkite. So in addition to looking out for all those turrets, you're going to be looking out for the crystallized morkite and mini mules. Now, because the turrets are going to be there, because it's rival presence, there's going to be a turret controller. If you find it and hack it, you'll take out all the turrets on the level. Now, the mini mules you're going to look for and listen for, they pulse that green light, and then they also ping, so when you get close enough, you'll be able to see it and or hear it. So make your way over to it, and then, of course, scan it. You can find out on your terrain scanner where the legs are at and reattach them. Now, of course, the crystallized morkite is that blue-gray glow, even without any light, and just dig it like you would any other mineral. Now, when you're dealing with the mini mules, when you're looking for the legs, you will spawn some enemies, so keep your eyes open for them, especially if it happens to be a bunch of exploders. One exploder isn't too bad, but 2 or 3 is really going to put a hurt on you. So make sure to keep your eyes open for that. Alright, and like I said, because it's rival presence, you're going to have spawns of robots coming after you, and you want to keep your eyes open for that, and keep your ears open, because every enemy has a specific sound that is associated with it. Now, once you have all of the mini mules repaired and all of the morkite mined, then you're ready to go. Well, not quite. After you have all the mini mules repaired and the morkite, then you have to send them back to the derelict drop pod. Then you have to repair the uplink, which is a zone control. Repair it, and this bubble pops up. The more people that are in the bubble, the faster it goes. The fewer people, the slower it goes. And if nobody's in there, then you start losing progress rapidly. If you get down to 0%, then you've failed the deep dive and you'll have to start over. But when you get up to 100%, then you're ready to move on to the next step, which is refueling, which is another zone control. And all the while, you're going to have swarms of enemies coming at you, the rival machines plus the bugs. So you have to keep your eyes open for all manner of enemies, not just one particular type. Now, like I said, refueling is the same way. Once you finish the uplink, they're going to send a refueling pod in, and then you have to reattach it, and then do the same thing. You have that zone control while it's refueling the drop pod. But even then, you're not done, because you'll have to wait 90 seconds until it's ready to go. It needs some time to power up and go through all the motions of turning on. So look out, run around, defend the area, whatever is best for you, and then move your way to the drop pod and get out. And you're going to want to get onto the drop pod or be close to the drop pod once it opens, because you'll only have a minute from the time that the countdown hits 0 and the pod opens up till the time that the pod leaves, with or without you. So make sure that you're close by so that you'll be able to get on quickly, so you can scour the level for other stuff, other minerals, but make sure you're back at the drop pod. So that's it for stage number 1. Let's move on to stage number 2. Alright, stage number 2 has liquid morkite. So you're going to be refining that liquid morkite. You're also going to be taking on a dreadnought, plus you have volatile guts, which sometimes works in your favor. So the enemies, when they die, they explode. So any enemies that are around that enemy that you defeat will take damage. If you're near it, though, you're going to take damage as well. So the liquid morkite, there's 3 of them on the level. Find them, call in the pump jack, and then, of course, build out the framework, and then build the pipe out to each pump jack. Just like a regular morkite refining level. But in addition to that, you also have that dreadnought that you have to deal with. So this time around, we got the Hive Guard, which has sentinels, which keep it immune to any damage. So take out the sentinels and don't let them attack you because, of course, they're going to do damage just like a Praetorian would. And when they leave goo behind, which will slow you down. Now, once you take care of all the sentinels, the Hive Guard will still be shielded, and you'll need to take out the little fronds that pop out of its head. There's 3 of them. Take out each one. That'll take out the shielding, and then progress to the damage phase. Do as much damage as quickly as possible before the Hive Guard goes immune again, so that you can reduce the amount of ammo that you have to use to take it out. And if you have a area in the level that is better suited, a large arena or even a tunnel complex, that would be great. And because you have to attack the Hive Guard from behind when it is vulnerable, it's best to have one person kind of play the decoy and everyone else do damage, so you can maximize the amount of damage that you do. And obviously, if you're a driller, you can put down a satchel charge, and that will do a decent amount of damage as well. But for the most part, you're going to want to stay away from the Sentinel and the Hive Guard because they do a lot of damage very, very quickly. There we go. Back down to immune. So if you see any kind of rubble, if you hear it, turn to where you can hear it, and you'll probably see some of those sentinels coming for you. And of course, remember, volatile guts, if they get close to you, when you take them out, they're going to put a hurt on you. So best to keep distance from any enemies, including the Hive Guard or whatever dreadnought that you get. And there we go. Now once you have the dreadnought taken care of and all the pump jacks hooked up, you're ready to start refining the liquid morkite. Start pumping that into the rig. And as it is a liquid morkite level, you do not have a mule. So every time you pick up minerals, gold or nitra, you don't have any local minerals unless you have a hoarder on the level. Then you need to take it back to the rig to deposit it and then move on. Now at some point you're going to have to repair the pipelines because they will start to leak. That will impede your progress. It'll stop your progress completely. As you can see on the right hand side there, you got a percentage. It goes from 0% up to 100%, and that will be your quota of liquid morkite once you get up to 100%. But you're going to have to repair the pipelines, look for the flashing red lights, and then of course, almost like a beacon in the sky, it's like showering up with a big red light. But once you have all your morkite, send the rig up into orbit. You'll have to wait about a minute before your drop pod will be shipped out to you. I guess they want to double check to make sure that you actually made quota and didn't send, a half full rig up to the space dock. Just keep your eyes open for enemies, as you will have continual enemies as soon as you finish. Basically, once you start pumping liquid morkite, you'll have swarms of enemies coming after you. So it's best to go ahead and just keep your eyes open and stay away from the rig. That is the worst place to try and defend, because you're having to look up and down and all around to see where the enemies are at. And sometimes they're right underneath the rigging, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to do any damage to them, but they can damage you. So once the drop pod comes in, make your way over there however you can, whatever the best method is, depending on what your job is and where it's at in the level. Now this is a good time to point out that the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment where you can play with your buddy Bosco or with up to 3 other players, either pre-made or match-made. Additionally, everything carries over from one stage to the next. That includes your health and ammo, grenades, traversal tools, and whatever's in your pocket. So you can carry over from one stage to the next in case things get really hairy. So that's it for stage number 1. On to stage number 3. Excuse me, 2 to 3, not 1 to 3. All right, stage number 3 is the final stage of the deep dive. This time around, we have Haunted Cave, Crystallized Morkite, and a Dreadnought. Haunted Cave, of course, means that there is a detonator, ghost-like creature that is continually coming after one member of your party. If you're doing this by yourself, unfortunately, that's you. You cannot kill the detonator ghost. It'll come up. Luckily, it doesn't have any ranged attack. It just comes up to you and then just tries to destroy you, and will do so very, very quickly. Dreadnoughts, once again, are the boss-like creatures of Deep Rock Galactic. This time around, we got the Glyphid Dreadnought, which has a shielded stage, a damage phase, and a short immune phase. Now, it does spawn some swarmers every once in a while, so keep your eyes open for those. But otherwise, it's their solo, unlike the Hive Guard. Once you take the shield out, go ahead and do as much damage as quickly as possible during that damage phase before it goes immune, and then, of course, it'll go back to shielding again. Now, unlike the Hive Guard, the Glyphid Dreadnought, all the damage that you do has to be from behind this monster. So get behind it or have something that will penetrate. Watch out for any webbing, as that's going to slow you down and impair your vision, and that makes it very difficult. If the Dreadnought was after me at that point in time, I would have been in serious trouble. So we actually lucked out. We had a nice little circle that we could do to keep the unknown horror away from us, that ghost detonator. So luckily we were able to kind of maneuver doing damage to the Glyphid Dreadnought and avoiding the ghost. Now, if you do have 4 people on your party doing this stage, one person can just take care of the ghost just by staying just outside of reach, and he won't switch to any of the other players. So go ahead and do that. That is a great strategy, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you want, whatever works for you guys. And of course, like I said, if you're solo, it's going to be rough. This stage is going to be rough. Now, once you move on, you're going to want to keep your eyes open for gold and nitra, as you will through every stage of the deep dive, because gold, of course, will give you more credits at the end of the deep dive, whereas nitra will keep you flush with health and ammo throughout the deep dive. So both are very essential for different reasons. And of course, the big reason for doing the deep dive is for those matrix cores, which will give you customizations, weapon skins, cosmetics, and weapon overclocks. So once you have all of the crystallized morkite and the dreadnought is 6 feet under, you're ready to move out and get on get back to the space rig where you can go back to the Abyss Bar or relax in the comfort of your own little quarters. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
It's perforation time! Time to leave. Head for the drop pod.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Rock and stone! Yeah! Now this is how to compute. Zip line up. Swish. Burst.
The mule has docked, initiating launch sequence.
Come on. Time to fill the air with lead.
Extraction commencing. Good work.
Rock and stone! Rock and stone forever!
PlayStation